respect your whole attitude. And I come from a very religious family myself, and I come from a family who was proud to be Jewish. You know, in the United States, that's one of the big problems. A lot of Jews are not too proud to be Jewish in the United States. As a matter of fact, the only persecution I ever suffered from in my career was from Jews who are embarrassed that I'm so Jewish. That I sound so Jewish, or I look Jewish, or I talk Jewish. Jews get very embarrassed by it. Jews in the United States like to think they're Gentiles, they look like Gentiles, they can't wait to marry a shiksa to at least be close to a Gentile. Something about a Gentile has to be involved with them. They're ashamed of their names, they're ashamed of their noses. They tell you how proud they are to be Jewish. They all tell you how proud they are. There is not one Jew in the United States that wouldn't tell you how proud he is to be Jewish. As soon as he finishes telling you how proud he is, he cuts off his name, his nose, cuts off everything he's got. Noses in the United States on Jews are getting smaller and smaller and smaller. Pretty soon there'll be no nose at all, just a face without it. Because they're all embarrassed to be Jewish. They are. If you tell a Jewish girl in the United States she looks Jewish, tell her she looks Jewish, she'll stab you right in the heart. Their greatest pride is to convince themselves they don't look Jewish. Don't people say I look Hawaiian? Don't I look a little Hawaiian? I think I look more French. Don't I look Dutch? People say I look Spanish. I think I look a combination, Peruvian and Brazilian. What do I look? Don't I look? You look Jewish, you dreckjente. That's what you look. That's right. People are embarrassed about anything Jewish. Do you know that to this day, Jews in the United States move into neighborhoods where there's no Jews allowed? Do you know that? They actually move into neighborhoods where there's no Jews allowed. And there's nothing but Jews there. Each one thinks he's the only one. And they'll do anything to look like a Gentile. They'll put on brown shoes, white socks, anything. They try to talk English perfect. Hello, you have to go to the toilet. They'll do anything to convince themselves they don't sound, they don't look Jewish. They're even, do you know that they would never buy a dress made by a Jewish designer because it sounds Jewish? It's no designer. To them, a designer is only a designer if he sounds French. Every Jewish yente in New York has to wear a dress made by a French designer, then they feel like a swinger. How come there's no such thing as a Jewish designer? They're Jewish, too Jewish. If it's French, oh, class. French is class. It has to be a French designer. Every yente is wearing Yves Saint Laurent, Yves Saint Laurent, Yves Saint Lachmec, Yves Saint Lafont, Yves Saint Laurent, la Breu, la Mer, la Chette, Racket, Did you ever see a Jewish woman saying, you know, I'm wearing my Horowitz today. This is my Horowitz. Is that they want to sound as much of a Gentile as possible. They're not happy unless they sound and look like a Gentile. Why do you think when they talk English you can't understand them? You ever understand the Reform rabbi when he talks? I never understood a word he says. I'm studying English all my life. When they talk, I don't hear a word. I don't know what he's saying. Thy walketh thee, thy taketh, thy walketh not to thy goeth. Flaketh upon thee, talketh to them. For he who taketh out thee to them who falketh, thanketh not. They who thought thee, they thinketh not. For he who cometh out to thy who thinketh, flocketh unto them as flocketh unto them. Thou who saith unto thee, thocketh thou, and say to them backeth, flocketh as they begetteth, as they chacketh with they disciples. And the whole congregation will say, it's up to you. You understand this?
HaKadosh Baruch Hu Yishalem, Yishalem Sechodom, Yishalem Sechodom, Yishalem Sechodom. Everybody, a little louder. Sin mehem kol machlo, vir pole chol gufom, vir pole chol gufom, vir pole chol gufom, vir selach, l'chuv u'lavod. Everybody,
Same thing again. Everybody. There's no Jews in this crowd? There's no Jews. Do they allow Jews into this building? What's your name? You have a Jewish name? In the United States, nobody has a Jewish name. Americans want to make sure they don't sound too Jewish, so every Jewish kid now is Tiffany Schwartz. Alison Ginsberg. Ashley Lipschitz. He's getting more reformed all the time. I know one kid is named Crucifix Finkelstein. The only people left with Jewish names anymore are black people. They're the only ones with Jewish names that are black people. Whoopi Goldberg. Isn't that amazing? There's no Jewish names and there's no Jewish words. Do you understand this? The only people proud to be Jewish, the Jews in London are proud to be Jewish. Did you know that? I performed for the Jews in London and I performed for the Queen of England. Isn't that ironic that the Queen of England loved me? She didn't think I was too Jewish. I come back to the Yentas in Brooklyn, a little too Jewish for my taste. The Queen of England loved me. After the show, she started to talk like me. That's right. She said, all right, he wasn't that good, he was pretty good. I didn't like him that much, but it's better than nothing, close enough. I didn't answer. She was too Jewish for me. You understand this? A lot of people say, I categorize people. I have that problem in this business. He generalizes too much. He categorizes people. I'm not categorizing people. The simple fact is that people behave differently in accordance. You see, they're even opening doors now. Yeah. It sounds like an Arab. What is it? Do you understand this? I don't categorize people. I talk about people's human behavior. And behavior does change with different nationalities, different groups. That's why there's sociological studies. What do you mean by the study of sociology? Why do people study? What is the meaning of sociology? I asked you 3 questions, you don't know. If people didn't behave differently from different countries, or different ages, or different religions, then there would be no such thing as the study of sociology. The sociological study is a study of how people behave at different places at different times or in history. Am I right? Is this too complicated for you? Well, why do you think when a person tells me what he does for a living, I always know if he's a Jew or a Gentile, and I was never wrong. Always know. In the United States, you could tell by what a person does for a living. I don't know if it's true here. Here you might have some farmers, but if in the United States, if a person tells you he's a farmer, you know he's not Jewish. A Jew might buy a farm, sell a farm, he does not work on a farm. I never heard a Jew say, Chana, is the horse ready? I never heard that. You can tell by what they do for a living. If a guy tells you a coal miner, you know he's a Gentile. I never saw a Jewish coal miner. I never saw a sign, Irving's coal mine. I never saw that. I never heard anybody in America ever say, I'm going to coal mining, then I'm going to shul for Passover. I never heard that. You ever see a yarmulke with a light attached to it? I never saw it. You can tell by what people do for a living. Because different professions come from different histories, different backgrounds, different cultures. Why do you think you never see such thing in the United States as a Jewish mugger? There's muggers all over the United States and people are getting mugged every day. I never heard somebody say, I was mugged by a Jew. There's no such thing as a Jewish mugger. Because a mugger has to say, give me your money or I'll kill you. A Jew can never say that. The Jew would have to say, listen, you don't have to give me all your money. Maybe you could give me a few dollars now, we'll think it over. I don't say it has to be cash. Maybe you got a check, a money order, whatever you got. Maybe you can make a call, see if somebody else has a few dollars. Sit down, let's talk it over. What's the hurry? You see, there are Jewish muggers in the United States, but they're not called muggers. They're called lawyers. Here's another example, a stuntman. Do you know that in the whole country, in all of the United States, I made 15 movies, I never saw a Jewish stuntman. Isn't that ironic? If you can't generalize about people, how come you never saw a Jewish stuntman? Because a Jew will never become a stuntman. A Jew wouldn't fly from buildings, from furniture. They don't crash into walls, into oceans, beklapt, mehak, mitflit, this is only for Goyim, and that's it. The Jews have stunts too, but they have different kinds of stunts. They take in 9 million and they show a loss.